I gave myself just 5 minutes to model every chess piece. No planning, no second chances, just pure speed and creativity. Now let's see what the result is.
All right, so we're gonna get started making our pawn. I've got the timer, I've got OBS, I've got Onshape open. Let's get started. I'm gonna start the timer and then I'm in Onshape. And on the top, I'm gonna hit in, so I normalize my plane, go to a sketch on the top plane, and then I'm gonna use the circle tool, and we're gonna do a 28mm circle. I missed that constraint, so I'm gonna coincident constraint that to the center. That's gonna be my first sketch. Then I'm gonna extrude this sketch, and let's just extrude this sketch up 10mm, and that will work. Let's sketch on the top of this one now, and let's do a center point rectangle, and let's do 10mm by 10mm. That looks okay. Now we need to approve that sketch. We're gonna create a new plane. The new plane is gonna be off the top plane. Let's make it 30mm. No, let's make it 40mm off the top plane. No, let's do 35. Okay. And now we're going to sketch on that new plane, not extrude, sketch on the new plane that we just created. And this is going to be the top of our pawn, sort of. So let's do something like 20 by 20. That looks pretty cool. So let's go ahead then and actually, I want to do this a little different. That first extrude, let's extrude it 5mm instead. Oh, that's pretty thin. No, let's go 10. Okay. But let's do another sketch plane, because I'm not going to be able to do what I wanted to do, or what I was thinking I was going to do. And so let's offset it from the top. Let's go 15mm, okay? And then the second sketch, let's move this from the faces of extrude 1 to plane 1, which it's not gonna like, but then we move this sketch down, that works. Ooh, I wanted it plane 2 actually, so sketch 2 is going on to plane 2, okay? And now I can do a loft from here to here to here. Yes. Okay, I like that. That's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and do a fillet around here. That just gives us a little bit of nice look. And then let's do a chamfer along the bottom. Nothing major. Let's do 0.5. I think that looks nice. Forms a really nice piece. So let's go back to the front. Let's go ahead and on the front, let's go ahead and do a sketch on the front plane. And then on the front plane, we're going to go ahead and do a circle. We're going to constrain it to the center there. Let's make this 20 centimeters. That looks good. Let's do a line down the middle of it, just like that. And we'll cut the second half off. And then from here to here, no, not. We want to go ahead and dimension it. I'm hitting D, and then from the bottom to the center, we're going to make this 33 even. And then I'm going to revolve the circle around this axis. And how much time do I have left? I've got a minute left. Oh yeah, I'm in good shape. So let's go ahead and chamfer this around here. Let's make it a little bit bigger of a chamfer. Let's do something like 2mm. Let's do 3mm. Yeah, that looks good. How well is our little pawn's head and his shoulders? Looks pretty good. Okay, there we go. So that's my pawn. I'm pretty happy with this. I think this would be a nice little pawn. So let's just go ahead and rename this to pawn. Nope, that's not how you spell pawn. Let's rename this to pawn. And that hits our first pawn. And I think this creates like kind of a nice little pattern that we can use for creating all of our pieces, using that circular base going into a square loft. I think it'll create some really cool angular pieces. I do think this edge here is a little too sharp. So I'm gonna see if I can do a chamfer on this edge and just chamfer it. But I want to do it very small, like a 0.5. But let me do that. I don't think it's gonna let me do that. If I undo that one. No. It just doesn't like it. Can I fillet it and make it a little more round? Ooh, I can fillet it. Oh, that looks kind of cool, actually. How much time do I have left? Oh, I'm out of time. It just ended. Okay, it just ended. I'm gonna finish this fillet. And I think that creates a super cool piece. So we'll go with that. And it's gonna take 36 minutes to print it. All right, I've sent that off to the printer and I'll get back with you and we can check out what it looks like when it's done.